What is it about alcohol marketing that concerns you?
I think that I don't have a problem with people who are old enough to drink responsibly. I think the problem with it is that it's appealing to young people now, and it's not supposed to be, and it's really a bad thing if it does, because then youth start to drink young, and it causes a lot of problems, especially like home family problems, growing up, the things with the brain, it hurts that too. So.
And we also think that it would be better for the companies if they would have more adult themes and not advertise it towards, like younger kids having fun, have it more towards the adult population that are supposed to be the ones that are drinking.
Scott, do you find that young people remember the alcohol ads that they see?
86% of youth remember alcohol ads on television, and 73% remember print ads. Ads seem to be everywhere on television.
I have a 12-year-old sister, and she gets a magazine called Tiger Beat, and that's for, I think, 14 and younger, and there's still advertisements in there for, like, different kinds of vodka and things. And I think just making it so it's not being, thrown at you so young and kind of ruining your innocence, because, you could be brought up in such a sound home, but you still have to see it when you even ride the bus past billboards and stores. Advertising it and things, so it kind of takes away your innocence when you're younger. And if in our community, if we didn't have that, then there'd be, a whole generation of kids that aren't saying like, oh well, that's normal. Like they're like, oh, I've seen it every day. When they see it, they're gonna say, well, how come that's being put right there? Or they're gonna be more conscious about where things are being put, rather than, oh, that's just normal, we can just do whatever.
Why do you think that young people do remember the ads that they see? What is it about the ads that's memorable?
We also found in our survey that youth found the ads to be fun or funny, and that the people in them were attractive, and all youth want to have fun and seem like they're funny and look attractive, so it's just a lot of things that youth are concerned with in their own life.
Did anybody bring up the issue that some of the actors look young?
And then they see people on the ads, younger people drinking that they feel are their age, and they say, well, why can't I do it if they can do it?
How many young people did you talk to as part of your survey?
We surveyed 500 youth from around the state, and 19% of these youth were middle schoolers, grades 7 and 8.
Did you ask the young people that you interviewed the purpose of alcohol advertising, whether they understood the purpose behind alcohol advertising?
They all knew pretty much what the purpose was, is that it was trying to get a product to appeal to them. And 79% of the youth said that the product did appeal to them, and 68% said that it encouraged them to use the product.
A lot of young people I talk to say that they don't want to be manipulated. They want to be independent. Do you think, young people we have such a high percentage of young people who are influenced by these ads, they are in a way being manipulated, aren't they?
Youth don't like to feel that they're influenced by things. And lots of our results that came from our surveys pointed to the fact that youth thought that the alcohol advertisement companies were influencing the people around them and not themselves specifically. So they don't want to feel like they're being influenced, yet they think that everyone else is. So it's that basic nature that you were talking about before.
That's very interesting, though. So they think their friends are being influenced, but they're not saying they're being influenced.
Exactly.
Right.
But
And
in
they're just
reality, they
accepting
are.
it. Yeah.
These ads appeal to underage youth, and those types of ads are dangerous to the youth population because they do inherently appeal to them.
What do you think that we as a community can do to limit the youth advertising of alcohol?
I think it's important that parents and lawmakers understand just how much advertising youth have to be exposed to throughout their entire life, and that they pay attention to the ads the children are seeing and making sure what level these ads are really targeting. If the whole community worked together to limit the amount of advertising, that there would be less advertisement towards the youth and more towards the proper advertising age.
Communities can make it a point that they do think that it's an important factor, and once the community decides that it's an important factor, then our law enforcement officials and other officials will take it upon themselves to help reduce those factors.
Even in small communities, if they try to make a strong effort to affect it in their community, it'll kind of, like, people will catch on and ride the coattails of everyone, and it'll eventually broaden, so eventually maybe our whole state will be able to have and say, like, well, we make a conscious effort so our youth isn't targeted by these, and so maybe it'll catch on.
I found personally that when we went and talked to people, that they were interested and they weren't always aware of all the advertisements the youth were being exposed to, but they wanted to be, and they wanted to make it a point to make things easier on kids because they realize that kids are going through a lot and that teens need all the help they can get. And so they wanted to be there and help. They just didn't realize at first that, wow, there's that much advertising out, and this is how the kids really feel.
I hear from young people that that this has become sort of a social norm, drinking, and there's some peer pressure.
Socially accepted.
Yeah, well, what can you do in your schools to change that?
In most schools, like mine in particular, we have certain groups of students, like a body of like 60 students that are peer leaders or aspirations, and it's just a whole group of students in one huge school that are saying, we're not going to do drugs, we're not going to do alcohol, and like we tutor other kids, schoolers. If even the adults can influence the high schoolers and say, there's a conscious group of adults who are trying to get rid of it in their town to protect us, and we'll feel like, hey, they care about us.
I
And
feel that it is important for adults to be role models, like maybe just have parents who just pledge not to drink around their children, or have alcohol awareness days where all the adults are going to talk about it, and just have adults be more open when they're talking to their kids about it.
If you could change all of this, what would your community look like? What would be different in your schools, your school community, if you could change it?
Well, I think we would definitely see ads located in different areas where kids aren't frequenting as much. We wouldn't see ads on the floor where kids, where kids look frequently because they're closest to it. We wouldn't see ads at eye level to kids because those things affect them. We wouldn't see ads near candy aisles because they frequent those areas. And those are the areas that we feel most influence kids. We would see these ads more in the alcohol sections where they should be.
I just feel it's important that parents really become part of the school community and should monitor the kids and realize that, hey, there's going to be a party, and make sure that there's not going to be alcohol there, and just make sure that parents take an active role in their children's lives.
when you're growing up, you don't want to be the one that's sitting at home, not doing anything because all your friends are at a party. You want to be the one that's like, oh, the fun person, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So it's part of growing up, I think. And it's sad that, like, I can say that part of growing up now is having to control if you're going to drink or not when it shouldn't be that way.